Just listen and ask me questions. Models of communication perform the following functions. Presenting the communication process in a condensed manner. Condensed manner means you can Google the meaning of these things and write down in somewhere in your note later, right? Condensed manner means they break down. Now, if now I am teaching communication here, communication studies and media, communication and media studies, right? So if I keep talking, if I keep giving you the note, if I keep reading the note, or if I keep uh, giving you a lecture, you may not understand that. I have to break my lesson into small parts. Basically, I break the lesson into questions, questions and answers. That's my method, right? So models of communication also break the concepts into small parts. That's the meaning of condensed manner. Understood? Did you understand that? If you didn't understand, ask me questions. Okay, I will continue. Displaying the information flow. There is an information flow. Just now, a communication is happening between us. What kind of communication is this? Interpersonal communication or group communication? Have you heard about that? Forms of communication? This is interpersonal communication. Yes. Two people are there. More than two people, that is group communication. Thousands of people using earlier thousands of people called mass communication. Later, mass communication needed a mass media. Mass media has several parts. Electronic media and printed media. Electronic media has several parts. Television, radio, cinema, mobile phone, television, radio, cinema, DVD players, CDs, VCDs, right? So those things belong to basically electronic media. Printed media, newspapers, magazines, posters, books, novels, short stories belong to printed media. Later, we received new media, mobile phone, internet, new media. Internet has another kind of new media, that is social media. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, social media. SMS also new media. Email also new media. Google, social media. Understood? So there is an information flow. I'm sending you something. I'm talking to you. My voice is a channel. My laptop is a channel. Your mobile is a channel. Right? Channel. My voice is a channel. I am the sender. You are the receiver. When you ask me questions, you become the sender, I become the receiver. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this information flow is displayed on models of communication. Displaying the nature, strength, and power of the sender and receiver. What is the nature of the sender? The sender is not always the sender. Sometimes the sender becomes the receiver. Sometimes receiver becomes the sender. When I am speaking, I am the sender, you are the receiver. When you ask me questions, you are the sender, I am the receiver. When I give you the message, you interpret that. Sometimes you may interpret it correctly. Sometimes you may interpret it in a wrong way. However you interpret that. Then you ask me questions. That is called feedback. You may tell me that you didn't understand the lesson. That's also feedback. Response and feedback has two different meanings, right? I will send you another note explaining that. Feedback is a response which the sender can see. Feedback is a response which the sender can hear, right? You respond at home. You turn off the mic and respond. I can't hear. That is not a feedback. That's just a response. You turn on the mic and respond. I can hear that. That is a respond as well as a feedback. Understood? Just send me a message. Otherwise, I won't receive the feedback. Yes or no. If you say no, I will explain again. Right. You understood. Nature, strength, and power of the sender and receiver. What is the strength of the sender? I can speak. That's my strength. I have a good internet connection. That's my strength. You have a good internet connection. That is receiver strength. You understand what I tell you. That is your strength. That is the receiver strength. You understand English. That's your strength. Displaying the strength and power of the sender and receiver. Explaining the process of the media activity. The models of communication explain the process of media activity. Identifying the nature, necessity, and situation of communication. What is the nature of communication? Why do we need communication? What kind of situation? Now, this is virtual communication happening between us. If you use internet, telephone, mobile phone, SMS, that is virtual communication. Interpersonal communication as well as virtual communication. Identifying the nature, necessity, and situation of communication. Communication models present some of the basic features and characteristics associated with communication. What are the characteristics of communication? What are the basic features of communication? Communication models explain these things. Finding some of the key features and characteristics that help to understand the true nature of communication and highlighting their interrelations is a primary function of a communication model, said by Professor Vimal Disanayake in his book Human Communication. Professor Vimal Disanayake wrote a book. Its name is Human Communication. There he says, finding some of the key features and characteristics that help to understand the true nature of communication and highlighting their interrelations is a primary function of a communication model. We have to study by heart these things. In a simpler explanation of the complex communication process, scholars from various disciplines have presented a number of models for analyzing the communication process from different perceptions. These various models have been focused on the sender, the receiver, the effect, and the technology utilized in the communication process, etc. Of them, linear and non-linear models will be considered for discussion in this study. When we discuss, I will explain you what is a linear model and what is a non-linear model. Linear models. Okay, did you understand up to now? Did you miss anything?
No, sir, I understood. Yeah.
You understood, right?
Yes.
Linear models show the flow of information from one party to another party. I am the sending party, you are the receiving party. Information flows from me to you, not from you to me. That is linear model. If you also respond, if you also give me feedback, that is an nonlinear model. Here, communication may be a two-way flow, sender to receiver, receiver to sender. When sender is at the A point, receiver is at the B point. When the receiver sends something to when the receiver tells something to the sender, sender is at the B point, receiver is at the A point. Here, communication may be a two-way flow, indirect as well as diverse in its flow. The nature of the message may change depending on the receiver's responses and the behavior of both the communicator and the receiver. We focus on four key models of communication. There are four models of communication in our media syllabus. There are a lot of communication models in the world, but in A-level syllabus, we learn only four. Can you read them? It's on the note. Okay, I will read. Aristotle's model of communication. Number 2, Harold D. Laswell's model of communication. Number 3, Claude Shannon and Warren Weaver's model of communication. Number 4, Schramm and Osgood's model of communication. Next, we are discussing Aristotle's model of communication. Aristotle, the great philosopher, commented on the state of oral communication in the work on rhetorics. Aristotle wrote a book that is called Rhetorics. Right? Socrates was there. Socrates had a main student. His favorite student was Plato. Socrates didn't write anything on books. Socrates just gave lectures. Plato started writing those lectures in his books. Plato wrote about Socrates in his books, and also Plato wrote new ideas in his books. Plato had another favorite student. His name was Aristotle. Aristotle also gave lectures and he wrote books also. One of his books was Rhetorics. In this Rhetorics book, he says, communication happens mainly orally, right? Oral communication. There he describes a model of communication that is called Aristotle's model of communication. In this model, he mentions 5 elements essential for the completion of the communication process. Aristotle says the communication process has 5 elements. The speaker, number 1 element is the speaker. Wait. This model, this last model I sent you, can you see it? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what do you have to do? Start from the beginning. Give me a minute. Write today's date, 2nd of June 2024. Then write the topic, models of communication. What's the topic? Models of communication. I hope you understand. Then start writing this note. Just copyright. I explain it inside the classroom. I will send you this recording. Listen to the recording 2-3 times. Listen to it today itself. Listen to it day after tomorrow. Listen to it after 5 days. That's all. Today you have to do it. Write the topic, models of communication. Then start writing this note from the beginning. Models of communication perform the following functions. That's the starting point. Understood? Send me yes or no. Then right up to here. In this model, he mentions 5 elements essential for the completion of the communication process. Right up to there. Understood? Quickly send me yes or no. Then draw this model. This Aristotle model, draw it there. After drawing it, write the next paragraph. Describe it. The speaker is there. This refers to the one who presents the message. The speaker means the person who presents the message. Aristotle speaks not about virtual communication, not about written communication. He speaks about oral communication, right? The speaker should plan and prepare his speech to suit the audience and the context. Context. Where does he give the lecture? That is context. What kind of people listen to him? That is context. What kind of topic he should discuss? That is context, right? According to the context, you must prepare your speech, Aristotle says. He should be able to create some effects or persuasion to the audience. Effect or persuasion? Effect. I tell you, answer my question. then you answer my question. That is effect. I persuade you. I tell you, write this note before next Sunday. Then you will write it. If you write it, I have persuaded you. Understood? Quickly tell me yes or no. The speech. Second point is the speech. This is the information provided by the speaker. It should be capable of persuading the listener. Your speech should be capable of persuading the listener. At a time when there was no communication technology, speech was utilized to communicate among groups. Now we use Zoom for group communication as well as virtual communication. Those days they didn't have that. They didn't have mics, just the speaker's voice. Speech was utilized to communicate among groups. Third point is the receiver. This is the listener who passively listens. He is not listening actively. He is listening passively, just like you. If you don't answer my questions, you are listening passively, not actively, to the speech or lecture given by the speaker. The occasion, this means the situation where the message is conveyed, right? The effect, the act of communication is performed with a definite purpose. That is to persuade the receiver towards a certain purpose. Persuade the receiver, that's the main idea. Give an effect to the receiver, that's the main idea. The special features of this model are, that means the Aristotle model of communication, considering 5 key elements. There are 5 key elements in Aristotle model of communication. You can see in the picture. Linear model. Now see here. Wait. Speaker is there. Arrow to the right hand side. He gives a speech. Arrow to the right hand side. Audience is there. Arrow to the right hand side. By listening to this speech, an effect happens inside the audience head. They may learn something new, that is an effect. They may change their ideas, that is an effect. They may verify their ideas, that is an effect. They may change their behavior, that is an effect. All these things happen in an occasion, right? So you can see the arrow goes left hand side to right hand side. There is no any other arrow from right hand side to left hand side. That means this is a linear model to one side. Linear means one side. I hope you understand. Moving on.
So you sent me 4 pictures. Which one?
What?
So you have sent me four pictures.
The last one. The
Then
last one I sent you.
last. Oh, okay.
Aristotle model of communication. Can you see that?
Yes.
Right. You have to draw that where I told you to draw. Did you understand or not? Ask me if you didn't understand. Okay. Content being
sir.
based, yes.
Sir, I would like to ask a question. That means starting with the models of communication till the process till that one.
Which one?
You sent first message
Yes.
models of communication that one till communication till that one, right? First
Yeah,
one.
you start from models of communication perform, understood?
Yes.
You have to stop from wait. Second message. You have to stop from the second message, understood?
Okay.
Write the first message. Wait, I mark in the WhatsApp group. This is the first message. Then this is the second message. Just copyright it, understood? After that,
Yes.
draw this model, understood? Then copyright the third message. Okay? Right. Not the third message, don't write completely. Number 1, considering 5 key elements. Number 2, linear model. Number 3, absence of response and feedback. Number 4, content being based on the communication activity of those days. Number 5, inability to interpret modern complex process of communication. Right, stop from there, understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then you go to the second subtopic. Harold D. Laswell's model of communication, understood? Quickly tell me. Yes or no? Did you understand?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Linear model, absence of response and feedback. We see several models of communication in our communication and media studies syllabus. They don't discuss about response and feedback. As I told you,